What's up, people? So you guys have been asking me for a while now, what are you using? What's in the studio? So I'm gonna give you guys a studio tour. So let's go. What's up, people? Welcome to the channel where we talk about music licensing, music business, and music production. If you love any of the previously mentioned, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my latest content. So let's get into what I use every day, where I sit. So we'll start with the desk. You gotta have something to sit stuff on. So I am using currently a sit stand desk because I had a regular desk and my butt started hurting. So this one has like 3 memory positions. So I have a sit position, a stand position. I don't use the third one because I'm either sitting or standing. And then it's just adjustable in between as well, which is super cool. So it can go up and it can go down and I can be productive. So I don't have to worry about my butt hurting or my back hurting, and I can still be productive all day. So that's the desk. On top of the desk, I have a desk mat from Grove Made, which just helps keep everything nice and not sweaty and spotty on the desk. You know, when you're working, palm sweating, that kind of absorbs all of that. And it gives you a nice surface to kind of write on and different things like that, and keeps it from getting scratched up from the area that has high traffic. So that's that. I got my Logitech MX Keys keyboard. I did a review on that a few videos ago if you want to check that out. Super dope keyboard because Apple Magic keyboard is horrible. Logitech mouse. This is like one of my favorite mouses, especially when editing vocals and audio. It just allows you to move super duper quick. So in front of the desk mat, we have a Livewire power conditioner, and that's where my monitors and everything is plugged in to get me the cleanest sound possible. If you're plugged like directly into the wall, sometimes you'll notice a hiss coming from your monitors, and in order to avoid that, you plug it into a power conditioner and it'll clean that signal up really, really good. On top of that, we have the SSL, this SSL 2 Plus audio interface. Super dope, super simple, easy to understand. It's like the big knob turns the volume up. You got 4K mode, which is super dope, especially when you're cutting vocals and like bass and guitars and stuff like that. Really warms the sound up. So yeah, love it, especially for the price. Next to that, I have an Orbit key, and this thing is kind of dope. So it's a little tray to sit like your EDC stuff on, but then it's also a wireless phone charger. So I can set my iPhone on it and it'll start charging. But beneath the surface, it's actually a little organizer inside. So you can set your little loose items in, keep them in one place. You know, credit card holder, memory card holder for camera stuff. And then, you know, if you're ever on the go and you want to take all that stuff with you, you just strap it up and you're good to go. So super dope. Also, I'll leave links in the description to all this stuff, so you know where to find it. If you want to check it out, add it to your setup, no worries. Okay, so to the right, we have this controller which controls my screen light from BingQ. Shout out to BingQ. Really cool. Like, you can adjust the color temperature and the brightness, and it pretty much lights up your desk, especially if you're using like dark, fancy, colorful studio lights like producers like to do all the time. It gives your desk area and where you're working some light, and it makes it easier on your eyes. You know, you can see your mouse, you can see your keyboard and other things you have to see on your desk. So this controls that, which is nice too, because it's, you know, it's right there on the desk, easily accessible. And then of course a USB hub, which, I mean, you kind of need a USB hub if you got a bunch of USB items. Now let's talk about the display. It's a 34-inch curved Acer display. I don't know the exact model name because it was like some combination of like numbers and letters, and it was super long, but I've had this for a couple years now and it's been pretty solid, man. I haven't had any issues. I like big monitors because it allows me to see and work in multiple windows and just have a bunch of space to work, because sometimes I'm multitasking on stuff and sometimes you just need the space to get stuff done. And then over here on the left, I have, it's like a desk clock slash metric counter thing from LA, or is it La Metric or LA Metric, something like that. But I have like my YouTube stats and Instagram stats and daily income stats and stuff pop up on there. So that's customizable. You can pretty much put whatever you want on there. And it's also like a Bluetooth speaker if you need a speaker, which I don't really need speakers. So speaking of speakers, my studio monitors right now are the Atom A7Xs. Super dope monitors. Shout out to Atom. I mean, it's just, they're transparent. You hear everything you're supposed to hear. My mixes translate very, very good in other situations, on little earbuds in the car, whatever. If it sounds good on these, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna sound great on everything else. So those are the monitors. And then we have secret compartments in here. So if you move the monitor out the way, or the display, here is like my live streaming setup. So I have a key light from Elgato, and pretty much I can just pop that open or pop it up, light my face, and then I have a little, it's not really a tripod, but it's where I put my camera that's shooting right now. I can set that right here, and then when I do like my one-on-one consultations or live streams, I can just set it right there and everything's just ready to go. And I just slide this to the left, and then that's it, it's done. And if I want this out the way, just move it back down and then slide my screen back, and we're good to go. All right, so as far as the microphone I'm using, it is an Audio-Technica AT4040. This was actually a graduation gift from my bros when I graduated from college from The Ohio State University. Still use it to this day. It's a great mic. It holds its value and it just works. Like, it sounds good. You plug it up and it works. Like, I've never had an issue. So it sounds amazing with vocals, voiceovers, whatever you need to mic, it sounds good. And then it's mounted on this blue mic arm slash boom thing. So again, if I'm doing consultations or live streams, I can just move this boom wherever I need it, adjust it, and then just move it back when I'm done. And that's it. But I like the blue mic arm because it's clean. And it looks dope. Like, it's just one bar. It's not like those other ones that have like 3 different bars connected to them. And keys, we can't forget the keys. That's my main instrument. So I am using the Complete Control S61. This is my main board, MIDI controller, and that is being used to play everything that's in Native Instruments Complete Ultimate, which is the plugin suite that I use, all the sounds I use, super dope sounds. That and Omnisphere 2 is like my go-to for sounds. So I have that, and then I have the Native Instruments Machine MK3. So this is where I'm, laying down all my drums and all that dope stuff. And then I take the drums from the Machine software, drag it into Logic Pro 10, which is my main DAW, and then that's where I get down. I use Pro Tools as well if I'm cutting vocals mostly, but for music production and all the stuff I'm doing instrumental wise, I'm in Logic Pro for the most part. And then everything is pretty much running on this Hackintosh. It's a custom built Mac with PC parts. I built it from scratch, and I can't remember all the specs I put in that joint. I do have some videos outlining that. And I'll leave a link to that video of me building it and everything from scratch. I'll leave that down in the description. But it's been a beast. Haven't had any issues running anything. Sometimes I run into issues because it's a Hackintosh, and when things update, sometimes you gotta do some stuff to get the thing to work again. And here we have a live instrument, which is a bass. Sometimes I play bass. I need to practice more, but I actually bought this from a friend of mine in college as well. He got like a new bass, so I was just like, yo, let me buy your old one off of you. So I've had this since then, and it's funny because sometimes when I talk to him, he's just like, yo, you still got my old bass? And I was just like, yeah. So I probably won't ever get rid of it because it works, man, and it's a dope bass, and it has nice sound, and I always get compliments on the sound of it if I'm playing for something or someone or whatever. Underneath the desk, we have a JBL, it's like a 10-inch subwoofer, and I had that from when I had JBL monitors, but I mean, a sub is a sub, sounds good. Haven't had any issues. It allows me to feel those 808s. In the corner here, we have some bass traps, and then along the walls and the rest of the studio, I have sound panels that kind of help with sound control and things like that. This is made from a special cloth imported from the Netherlands, and you can only get it once a year. No, I'm playing. It's just regular cloth that you put on studio panels. And this is my water bottle from Yeti. All right, y'all, so that is the studio, man. That's where I'm sitting every day, working, cutting content, going live, all of that stuff, man. That's behind the scenes. That's everything I'm using right now. Again, I'll leave a link in the description to everything I mentioned here so you guys can check it out. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.